It is that time of the year, it's nearly summer, and let me guess, you would like to shed a little bit of that fat to make your muscles show up, make your abs get closer to the surface, and get into the best shape of your life. Well, the best way to learn is from other people's mistakes. And I have done them all when it comes to fat loss. But I have finally figured it out, and now it's your turn to get shredded. So if you want to avoid these biggest mistakes that you can make when trimming down for this 2021 summer, then keep watching. The goal of this video is to make the whole process of getting shredded for this summer as easy and as smooth as possible for you. If your goal is to get to that 12 to 15% look this summer and you don't want to feel miserable, hungry, deprived, and fail again, most importantly, then you should avoid these common dieting mistakes that I'm about to share. So without any further ado, let's dive into it. The first and probably the biggest mistake made by dieters who want to get summer ready body is losing weight too quickly. Now, there are a couple of reasons for that. You're either very motivated at the start and get excited to see big changes in the scale weight, or you started your cut too late and now you're panicking and starting to do some stupid, drastic stuff like losing weight too quickly. When this happens, you don't eat enough food, your metabolism goes down, you start losing muscle mass and become skinny fat. You get irritable and hungry, and chances are you're gonna fail again. You don't want to do that. Let's stop that yo-yo dieting nonsense where your weight keeps going up and down and you never actually get where you want to. I know it's less motivating and exciting to see slower fat loss, but listen, if you want to finally get lean and stay lean, you gotta trust me, I have it all figured out for you. So how quick should your weight loss be? Well, the research is as clear as summer sky on this one. If your goal is to maximize fat loss without compromising muscle mass and strength gains, then as a rough ballpark, you don't want to be losing more than 1% of your body weight per week. In fact, closer to 0.5% is even better. So how would a realistic, healthy, and sustainable summer diet weight loss would look like? If you are someone who weighs 90 kilograms and chooses 0.7% of body weight loss per week, which is just over half a kilo, with an end goal of 81 kilogram, then you would get there in about 14 weeks. This is realistic, this is healthy, and this will make you happy and keep you lean afterwards. You just gotta be patient. Since I mentioned patience, this brings us to the second biggest mistake that you can make when shredding for 2021 summer. And that is looking for a quick fix right at the start of the diet. This includes supplements, diet pills, fat burners, crash diets, and all other strategies that try to cheat the system. It is important to remember that if losing weight would be as easy as popping a pill or cutting out a food group, then no one would be overweight. Now, of course, there are supplements and some dietary techniques that will give you a boost and make things a little easier, but generally speaking, supplements and nutritional strategies such as intermittent fasting and carb cycling should be placed at the very tip of the nutritional importance pyramid, whereas caloric deficit and micronutrient dense foods should be at the base. Yes, it's 2021 and nothing has changed. Calorie deficit is still the key, and the easiest way to reach it is by focusing on nutritious and healthy foods. When it comes to dieting supplements, the best thing to do is only use them when everything else stopped working and you reached a plateau, but definitely not on your first week of dieting. Listen, the first few weeks of diet should be smooth and easy, and if you're looking for a quick fix right from the beginning, chances are you're probably making some of the mistakes that are on this list. So we're halfway through the video and I would like to ask for your help. If you found this content useful so far, then please press the like button. Leave a comment, any comment, because this will help this video rank better on YouTube platform. And most importantly, subscribe to my channel if you want more free fat loss and muscle building tips. Your support means the world to me. The third dieting mistake that you don't want to do is eliminating foods that you love and having this all or nothing attitude when it comes to food choices. Hear me out. The most effective diet is going to be the one that you can actually stick to long term. It is the way of eating that will provide you with the balance of the most amount of enjoyment and the highest nutritional value. If you just focus on healthy and clean eating and ignore the enjoyment and flavor of the food, you will fail, I guarantee you that. I consider myself to be a highly motivated person, but I couldn't stick to eating tuna, broccoli, and water for the rest of my life. Your meals need to be tasty, enjoyable, and nutritious all in one. Otherwise, you will enter the cycle where you eat bland, boring foods throughout the week, build these insatiable cravings for good tasting food, and binge eat over the weekend. Instead, be smart about it. If you like pasta, instead of adding a full-fat creamy sauce and cheese in your recipe, add lots of veggies, grilled shrimp, and only a modest amount of oil and reduced calorie dressing. If you love bread, then there are a million ways to make it healthier. For example, you can switch to 100% whole grain, adding lean source of protein into your sandwich, and maybe some avocado for fats. Finally, when it comes to desserts, you can try your favorite ones with reduced fat content. Choose sweeteners over sugar to keep the flavor but reduce the calories. Try high protein and fiber candies like protein bars and biscuits. And there are many ways to make your favorite foods more fat loss friendly. Don't eliminate the foods you love. You're gonna fail, guaranteed. Mistake number 4, thinking that careless weekend is not going to harm your progress. This is especially relevant to those of you who eat relatively strict throughout the week and have a weekend off from dieting. Unfortunately, this is not going to work. You should take weekends off your work, but not healthy eating, especially when you want to get lean for this summer. It is possible to destroy 1 or 2 weeks of weight loss progress in one weekend if you eat mindlessly. Remember, when you're losing weight, your body fights back by increasing appetite and cravings, so your capacity to eat enormous quantities of high-calorie foods is increased. For this reason, you cannot switch off on weekends and expect to make progress. You need to always have some level of awareness. Enjoy yourself, but be careful about your food choices. Plan your weekends beforehand, and if you're counting calories, continue to do that over the weekend. The 5th fat loss mistake that can stop you from getting lean is by beating yourself up about what you ate. Let me create a scenario. You're at your friend's house with loads of food around you. You grab one slice of chocolate brownie, enjoy it, feel great, and go for another one. The second one still tastes good, but you decide to go for a third one. And as you do that, a thought pops into your head. I can't stop eating this chocolate brownie. Followed by, this is going to make me fat. I'm supposed to be on a diet and I'm so gross, I have no self-control. Leading to, you know what, whatever. I already blew my diet, I might as well eat anything now. Does this sound like you? Well, feelings of guilt come when you go over your planned food limit or eat something that you think is a bad food. The problem with guilt and self-judgment is that it makes us feel like crap, and when we feel bad about ourselves, we use food to escape those bad feelings. So instead of feeling guilty, we should focus on protecting our precious self-confidence as much as possible. One way to do that is by being more rational. The advent of flexible dieting and calorie counting taught us is that none of the foods will make us fat as long as we limit the portion size, and even if we go over our calorie limit, we can objectively know that extra few slices of chocolate brownie are not going to ruin our progress, but the whole tray will. Having this information should relieve you of your guilt. And when you feel next time, you know what, stop blaming yourself and start blaming me instead. This brings us to the end of this video. Let me know in the comments if it was useful. If you found the content valuable and want more, then press the like and subscribe button. Doing these actions is the biggest thank you and a form of support that you can give to me. Also, if you would like to find out what is the optimal body fat percentage for men so that you can set yourself a realistic goal this summer, then check out my other video by clicking the link on the screen. Until next time, and have a nice day.